But I knew after that I failed. I tried to stop the invasion of Iraq, and that may sound delusional, but if you look back at the true history, it actually we had the potential to do that.
Yeah, I was reading the story in Wikipedia. It's pretty impressive. Just give a quick
Quick
rundown of it.
version. So I was in the first Gulf War, 1990-91. I was basically we were sent to Saudi Arabia, and we lived in holes in the ground for like 3 months. I remember going a month without a shower. We finally got a chance to take a shower. I went to shower, and I've got hair. I've got hair on there. My hair was no longer hair. It was like a rock. It was a monolithic thing. And when I got into the shower, it just ran off my hair like water off a duck's back. Anyway, we're living in these holes in the ground, and we went in to Kuwait, and it was all ostensibly to save Kuwaiti. Now, ironically, the argument of America was that a big nation, a powerful nation like Iraq, did not have any lawful mandate to go and invade a small neighboring nation. Now, in the first Hard Talk interview I did, made the corollary, the parallel to Hawaii. I'm a Hawaiian national as well, and there's a genocide being committed there. Without deviating too far, I went to the first Gulf War, and I have medals and blah 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 combat. I saw combat there, and thankfully I never killed anybody. I always thank God
That'd
for
be
that.
terrible to kill someone.
Really,
But yeah, I have a friend who killed someone and realized later on that it's he shot a guy that kind of accidentally running a checkpoint. He said eats him up all the time.
yeah.
He's all like, just know, like, I shot an innocent fucking guy. I
Yeah.
probably had a family.
And you'll be thinking like, was he a
He'll
father?
randomly just hit him.
Yeah. Yeah, so by the grace of God, I didn't have to kill anybody because they were all surrendering. We bombed the living shit out of them for over a month. So by the time the ground war started, we marched in and so on and so forth. Anyway, I was in Kuwait for a long time. We were the last ones to come out. And I saw the invasion of Iraq coming in 2003. I had been a dive instructor and a boat captain in Hawaii. And literally when 9/11 happened, I was like, I got to go. I was already on the target list. I was already confronting the court system, getting tickets. I was doing the United States of Hypocrisy, a film about the Hawaiian genocide. So I saw the invasion of Iraq coming, and I was like, are you serious? We're going back? There's 500,000 dead kids. Let's remind everybody, for those who don't know, Madeleine Albright, Jewish, our Secretary of
know that.
State. Yeah, Madeleine Albright. She said very famously, although every American should know it, they don't, on 60 Minutes, she was asked about the sanctions that we had from the first Gulf War that led all the way to the second invasion of Iraq. Those sanctions, which are similar to Iran or Palestine, right?
Yeah.
Like literally cutting off all the means of industry and supply and infrastructure. So you completely destroy the country. What ends up happening is you have dirty water, which gives cholera, diphtheria, malaria. You have all these waterborne diseases. You have malnutrition, all of this. It led to provably and indisputably 500,000 dead children, right? So Madeleine Albright, our Secretary of State, our head foreign minister, was asked on 60 Minutes, we see the suffering and 500,000 dead children. Was it worth it? So this is in regards to the war that I was involved in.
500,000 dead kids. Was it worth it?
And she said, well, this is a difficult choice, but we think on balance it was worth it. Did you just say 500,000 dead kids was worth it?
Yeah, it's just
And this is
the sickness of these people is.
our foreign secretary? We got 2% of the human population, but, hey, just coincidentally, our foreign minister, our Secretary of State, is Jewish. And this is her position. Is there anybody who has any kind of humanity in them who would say that killing 500,000 children would be justifiable for just about anything?
No, and we didn't really get anything done with that war either.
No.
Nothing. We made Iraq worse.
Look at BlackRock and Vanguard. How much do they own?
Who owns them?
Yeah. Oh, shoot. It's that group. Who controls them? Oh, yeah. Who can Hollywood? Oh. Anyway, so the first Gulf War happened. It was personal to me. I saw the second one happening. So I created this thing called the Human Shield Action to Iraq, which was based on law. Keeping in mind, I took an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States, to fight all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to follow the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. So I kept that oath, and I have been a big advocate of law ever since. Now, I've studied international law, human rights law, maritime law, trade law. I've studied it all. British law, common law, American law, constitutional law. I have studied these things. So what I came up with was this idea. I knew the invasion of Iraq was coming. I also knew enough to know that this was part of Greater Israel. It was the carryover for Greater Israel. I knew that they were going to invade. We had the biggest protests in the world. Literally, these were the biggest anti-war protests in the world at that time.
Yeah, I was part of those.
Yes. But I was saying at that time, listen, you're all deluding yourselves. This is going to happen. Your protests and petitions aren't going to do shit.
Yeah.
If we really want to stop this war, here's how we can do it. We need, because the value of life, how much is a Palestinian life worth compared to an American life?
To them, nothing.
Right. 20,000 dead kids. Okay.
They say a fingernail is worth 10,000 Palestinians or something.
Literally. It literally
I've
is.
actually heard them say that.
Right. Now, that is a perverse, unacceptable reality. However, within that, we find a strength strategically. If our lives are worth so much more, then maybe we need to put our lives at risk. And in this case, I argued, I wrote a call to action, and I said specifically, if we really want to stop this invasion, understanding the disparity of value between non-Western life, especially Arab Palestinians or Iraqis, compared to ours, that means we have power, we have strength. If we take our bodies and we position them in places that, according to the Fourth Geneva Convention, are protected, they are protected sites, water treatment facilities. Water is important. We all take it for granted. We take a shower, you turn on the tap. When you don't have
But
water,
it's a necessity, it's a human necessity.
you are in deep shit. You need water. Food is surplus to requirements. I've gone a month twice without food. I've gone 46 days without food.
Yeah,
But
you can go a
water,
couple days without water. Yeah.
you ain't going to survive long without water. So water treatment facilities are protected according to the Fourth Geneva Convention. Keep in mind, all of this was instigated post-World War II to avoid World War III. Electrical power plants. If you don't have electricity, that's going to shut down the water treatment facilities and the power required to pump.
So it's against international law to bomb these.
Water treatment facilities, electrical power plants, food storage sites, and communication sites. All of these are protected because they're critical to the civilian population,
Yes.
the non-combatant. So I argued that if we really want to stop the war, I said 10,000 of us get down to Iraq
Wow.
and position ourselves at these sites.
Put your life in danger, so they're going to have to kill you to do it.
Yes, and my activism skills were such that I have learned a lot. Captain Paul Watson, Sea Shepherds, that's another story. But bottom line, I had 3 double-decker buses. We left from London. This is
How did you find people to do that? It's like brave people going there and putting their lives in danger. That's amazing of them.
It really was. And imagine being the crazy son of a bitch who's coming up with this, like, I'm going to be a human
You probably
shield.
had a lot of people going like, are you sure we're going to do this?
The call to action I wrote was so compelling. And back then it was indie media. You know, for those that go
But
back.
You've been banned from most of media, I've assumed.
Indie media was the way to share activist type of information. I also used free press releases. I was a refugee seeking political asylum in Holland at this point. But anyway, I posted it everywhere. I spent days and days, hours and hours writing this call to action and posting it everywhere. And I had the idea, I presented it, and it got traction. People were like, whoa,
crazy.
This is big. Now, keep in mind, we have the biggest protest in the world,
It
right?
worked if you got them there. You can't just go and bomb thousands of American and British citizens.
We could have stopped that war.
Especially they're in spots that they shouldn't be bombed anyways.
Honestly, I touched greatness, man. My objective was to stop that war, and I came close, but it was infiltrated and subverted. But without getting into all that, we had 500 human shields at its peak
A lot
in
of
Iraq.
people volunteered to go put their lives in danger because they could just bomb you. You see what Israel does.
You know what I was calling for? If I'd had the money, if some billionaire would have given me a few quid, I could have chartered flights from London, Berlin, Rome, New York City, Los Angeles.
You were just doing this by yourself with no money.
We could have stopped the war.